yield 2 minutes to the gentleman from California.
The gentleman from California is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the gentleman for the time. It's interesting to listen to this debate. It's almost as if those on the other side haven't been home and haven't seen what's really occurring. The folks back home know that when you're talking about the effects of the stimulus package, it has created government jobs, but we have lost considerable jobs in the private sector. In fact, the overall employment numbers are down in terms of the people even seeking jobs by more than 1 million. And that's progress? If you really want to do something, get rid of this whole bill and instead pass a bill that gets rid of one of the most destructive things we have with respect to small business. That is Section 9006 out of the health care bill. Has nothing to do with health care, has everything to do with adding tremendous new burdens of paperwork on businesses. It requires anybody involved in a business or trade, anytime they purchase over $600 from any entity or individual, cumulative over a year, they have to file a 1099. A 1099, not because you have any obligation to pay payroll tax, but because somehow we think everybody cheats, because somehow we want to have a paper trail for every purchase you make. It is the Universal Snitch Act. We don't trust fellow Americans. A government that doesn't trust its citizens is a government that the citizens will not trust. What we ought to do is just get rid of this bill and instead eliminate 170 words out of the 340,000 words in the so-called health care bill. Talk to your small business people. Ask them what they think would help them increase the opportunity to provide jobs. They will tell you this is #1 on their list. We ought to bring it to the floor immediately, and we ought to get rid of this nonsense where we don't trust fellow citizens. This idea, just to give you one example, one person who actually deals in the sale of gold coins said that he will have to file between 10,000 and 20,000 1099s next year.
Time to expire.
I yield the gentleman an additional 30 seconds.
Every single business person you will talk to will tell you how incredibly stupid this is, #1, and #2, it will create a disincentive for people to go to small business. Because if you want to diminish the number of 1099s you file, you won't go to your local restaurant, you won't go to your local hardware store, you'll only go to the big chains. It is absolutely destructive. If you want to really do something, get rid of this bill and instead support the repeal of that section of the health care bill that has nothing to do with health care, but has everything to do with damaging small business and jobs in this country.
Time to expire.